Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moksha Ritao. We're getting back into our Merging with Śiva lessons. We haven't done that for about a whole month, a long time. And a reminder, we're in chapter 12, beginning to meditate, which is a compilation of material from 1965 to 1970. So therefore it's starting to get influenced by Shum, which came forth in 1968. And the background, Guru Chronicles. We're up in Virginia City. Gurudeva bought out a printing business in Oakland and had all its equipment, a functioning shop, moved to Virginia City. There it was, set up under the care of the monastics on the ground floor of the building, with the presses and paper cutter in the brick-walled room that had served as the town's Pony Express station in the days of the Old West. Monks were sent to printing school in California to become apprentice pressmen, typographers, and darkroom photographers. By 1968, the ashram became a humming, productive, professional printing and publishing center. Gurudeva turned out one small book after another, and the monks worked day and night to print and bind them. When exhaustion came, they crawled into sleeping bags at the foot of a Heidelberg press, only to rise again in a few hours, brew a pot of coffee, and print until the sun came up. Gurudeva founded Comstock House, a publishing company, and through it the book swept across the nation, becoming some of the most popular spiritual writings of their time. The clear white light, the fine art of meditation, everything is within you, on the brink of the absolute, the lotus of the heart. One and then another came off those presses. Despite all the publishing activity, it was the inner work that was central at the monastery, and Gurudeva set a demanding meditation schedule, 4 times a day, 6 a.m., noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. He ascended the narrow wooden stairs to the spacious third-floor loft where the monastery temple had been established, and there, without fail, all the monks would assemble for a full hour's guided meditation. Babaji, the ashram's golden retriever, never missed a session, curled up at Gurudeva's feet. It was known to all that one could not miss a meditation. Gurudeva would be there without fail, and each and every monk would too. The meditations were conducted in full lotus position, and it was unspoken but understood that no one was to move a muscle. Sounds pretty strict. And our lesson is 82, the benefits of meditation. After one has finished a powerful meditation, and to meditate for even 10 to 15 minutes takes as much energy as one would use in running 1 mile, it fills and thrills one with an abundance of energy to be used creatively in the external world during the activities of daily life. After the meditation is over, work to refine every attribute of the external nature. Learn to give and to give freely, without looking for a thank you or a reward. Learn to work for work's sake, joyfully, for all work is good. Find the thank yous from deep within yourself. Learn to be happy by seeking happiness, not from others, but from the depths of the mind that is happiness itself. That last sentence, of course, is very key. Learn to be happy by seeking happiness not from others, but from the depths of the mind that is happiness itself. Oh, this was a quote I used in a recent publisher's desk on happiness. As we know, the common perspective is that happiness comes from what we possess and the interpersonal relationships we have. The mystical perspective is that such happiness is not lasting. The only happiness that is lasting is that which is within us in the depths of the mind, in the soul, or superconscious nature. Back to the text. And when in daily life, observe the play of the forces. The odic force as it plays between people and people and their things. Two situations there between people and people and their things, the same things that give happiness and sadness. When it is flowing nicely between people, it is called harmony. But when the odic force congests itself between people and tugs and pulls and causes unhappiness, it is called contention. And then when the odic force congests within oneself, we have become aware of unhappy, fretful, disturbed states of the mind. The odic force then is called turbulence. It is the same force. The meditator learns to work with the odic forces of the world. He avoids shying away from them. The out there and the within are his playground. That's a tendency. That Gurudeva is cautioning us against, tendency to back off the world rather than deal with the forces of the world. We want to live an inner life, so we live an inner life by not engaging with these forces. So Gurudeva says, no, it's not acceptable. We need to learn to master the forces. Oh, we have a Shum series. Mika, Simika, Shum Simika. So in Shum, just speaking mainly for the tape, everyone here knows, a series means you have words that end with the same last two syllables. So it starts with two syllables, Mika, then it adds another. Simika, then it adds another. Shum Simika. And it could keep going and add up to 7, have up to 7 syllables. And the one with 2 syllables refers to something that's physical. The one that's 3 syllables refers to something mental, emotional. The one with 4 syllables is getting into sub-superconscious, where we want to be. So the first word here, Mika, Satguru's formal seat of authority, known as Simhasana or Pitam in Sanskrit. Simika, happiness. So that's third dimensional happiness, emotional happiness. Shum Simika, happy, secure feeling, joyous, lighthearted. Resika is the name of entangled pranic energy. Shum Simika is the opposite, smoothly flowing pranic energy. State of joy or happiness felt when the emotions are high and the mind is fresh. A refined state of bliss or joy that penetrates from the 4th dimension into the 3rd dimension and is felt through the physical nerve system. This is felt when all the pranas are flowing in harmonious directions within individuals and between them and others. Quiet feeling of contentment abides. So that's what we're striving for, and that's what Gurudeva was explaining in just normal words in the lesson itself. Then we get that which is to be avoided. Sika, resika, im resika. Sika, an unhappy condition inside the body. Resika, a disturbance between people, a tug and pull of pranic or odic energy between one person and another, or one group and another. An idea or memory pattern that would cause disturbance to the mind if unleashed. A congested area of the mind which acts as a barrier to unfoldment of superconsciousness. Such disturbances must be cleared before unfoldment can proceed. Imrasika, resolving a pranic Im resika, resolving a pranic disturbance. To be rid of an idea or memory pattern of an odic nature that is causing disturbance to the mind if unreleased, and which acts as a barrier to unfoldment of superconsciousness. Then we get another series. Revi, Simravi, Nyasimravi. Make sure it's Sim, yes, Sim. You need marks to tell the difference between Sim and Sim. Sim has a little mark over the top. So Revi, any liquid or mixture. Simravi, disharmony, discordant behavior or upset. The pulling between two or more people when the odic forces move out of control. This refers to a parting of friendship when the flow between two or more people is broken. Nyasimravi, observing discordant conditions while remaining apart from them. And we get the fourth series and last one. Sim sim, vum sim sim, sa vum sim sim. That would make a good chant, wouldn't it? Sim sim, sim sim, vum sim sim, sa vum sim sim. Sim sim, smile or laugh. Vum sim sim, feeling, sharing positive energy with another. It is a sharing of an odic flow of energy with an individual or a group. Friendship, or the comfortable feeling one has when sharing with another. Savum sim sim. Good feeling, a creative flow of mental energies between people. The feeling one has when sharing an actinodic flow with another, usually at the time a creative activity occurs. When Vum Sim Sim is present, Sa Vum Sim Sim is possible. Well, that's a useful one. Basically, it's saying between two people or a small group, you have a smooth, friendly vibration going, and that can deepen into a creative vibration. So, Vum Sim Sim is the smooth, friendly, third dimensional, and Sa Vum Sim Sim is when it becomes a creative flow of energy. And back to our text. The finest times to meditate are before dawn, at noon, sunset, and midnight. Sounds like the Guru Chronicles. It wasn't, I didn't put it in the Guru Chronicles on purpose, but they just happened to make the same point. All four of these times could be used, or choose one. And meditation should be from 15 minutes to 1/2 hour to begin with. What to meditate on? The transmutation of the odic forces back to their source, the actinic force. Through perfect posture, asana, we transmute the physical forces and the emotional forces. Through the control of the breath, pranayama, we transmute the intellectual forces and move awareness out of the area of the mind that is always thinking, the great Dean. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Usually we think, well, we're stopping our thinking process. But Gurudeva says, no, you're just moving out of the area that's always thinking. Makes it easier to do. Then we become vibrant and confident in ourselves, feeling the power of our spine, through which the actinic forces flow out through the nerve system. We learn to lean on our own spine more than on any other person, teacher, book, organization, or system. Answers begin to come real and vibrant, hooked on to the end of each question. And these and many more are the dynamic rewards of the sincere aspirant who searches within through meditation. So this is one of the changes in emphasis came in with the Shum. Gurudeva gave more emphasis on to feeling the spiritual energies in the spine. He didn't stress it as much before Shum came. And of course, as we all know, in Shum, the word is Simshum BC. First meaning it First meaning is feeling the actinic energy within the spine. The pure life force, yellow in color, flowing through the spine and out into the nerve system. Then it has 5 other meanings, but I won't